What's up, everybody? My name is Godzi, and welcome back to another episode of Umineko When They Cry Answers Arc. Last episode, Beatrice is back, and Shannon, killed Cannon. Well, killed is a strong word, but you know what I mean. She won the duel, and now Beatrice is challenging Erika to a duel. So, that's pretty cool. I don't know how close we are to the end of this chapter, excluding the, tea parties, but we'll see. This might be the last one. In fact, I have a feeling it might be. So, let's just get into it. In the cathedral, the goat attendants were all jostling around either side of the red carpet. On the red carpet, standing across from each other, were Beato and Erika. In their hands were the pistols given to them by Zepar and Furfur. Flintlocks, are they? How old-fashioned. Pay it no mind. Demons are very particular about style. Its form was similar to an actual old-fashioned gun, but this was of course a demon's gun. This wasn't a gun that would propel a lead bullet with an explosion caused by gunpowder. Like the pistols used in the duel between Shannon and Cannon, whose bullets had contained a magic that would always kill, these pistols also had bullets that were not made of lead. Beato, there's no need to worry. She'll win easily, and you'll have to deal with her insults again, Leah. When this match is over, we should be paid every now and then. Oh, should ask to be paid every now and then. After the fight ends, perhaps the occasional trip down to the Caribbean would be satisfactory. Enough talk about when the fight is over. That's an ill omen before a duel. Beato, take this seriously. This is no time to be standing around laughing. Why is Richie relaxed and Leah tense? Come on. Beatrice, you can do it. Beatrice is at a disadvantage in this duel. Why? Normally, witches are able to use strength in numbers to achieve victory. However, since the game has been suspended, she has nothing on her side except the riddle of Battler's guest room. If Erika can just strike a blue wedge through that one riddle, it'll mean she's solved everything. They can win. I believe in Beatrice. And Battler. Our two masters. Did you call me? Thanks. For once, it feels as though our chances of winning are 50-50. So I'd like to thank you beforehand. It is simply my job. There is no need to thank me. In the last game, when you protected me after I lost pathetically, I was happy. That was the first time in my life that anyone has ever protected me. Even my master has never done so. All she has given me is a way to cancel out my pain by exposing the truths of others, so that everyone ends up hurting each other. Please, forgive my arrogance. I felt that I needed to protect you. When I realized what a frail truth you live by, when I saw you being tormented by the tyranny of a mixture of truth and lies that seemed more plausible, I wanted to protect you. Thank you. It wasn't for long, but you were a wonderful partner. And will remain so. You're right. Once we've defeated her, let's make tons of mysteries on this island together. I'll have you solve them, and tease you as we play. How does that sound? I like it. I look forward to your challenge. Ah, sorry, that's a lie. I take it back. That'd be one of those loser flags, wouldn't it? Now, are you ready, duelists? So many people talking at the same time. When the two demons clapped their hands, the duelists instantly returned to their bold, tense smiles. I'm assuming Zepar is talking. The bullets within those magic guns are not lead. No, it was fucking Furfur. Great. They are bullets of red and blue truth for the battle between mystery and fantasy. Oh, interesting. As long as you possess truth, your bullets are endless. However, being hit by a single one means instant death. Are you both prepared? Certainly. Of course. Lady Lambda Delta, O great and powerful witch of certainty and member of the glorious Senate, please come forward. Will you swear to oversee this duel? I've never ever heard anybody refer to a Senate as glorious. but okay.
Of course! I swear it!
The crowd split, and Lambda Delta walked forward with Burncastle by her side. She looked between the faces of the two duelists. Then she took out an envelope with the seal of the one-winged eagle and lifted it high. Beatrice has sent me her revisions to detail inside a sealed envelope. After inspecting it, I find its contents to be valid. I proclaim that the logic error has been avoided. The chain lock is still set, and without any contradictions with any red truth made up to this point. Is that how I make chatter noises? Okay. The many goat attendants knew the details of Battler's closed room. They realized how difficult it was, and though fiery debates had swept across the crowd during the reception, none had been able to find an answer. And now it was clear that Beatrice had already reached one. Therefore, this duel is legitimate. It will center around one single point. The closed room of Battler's guest room. Battler disappeared from within a closed room sealed by a chain lock. Therefore, Erika has been armed with the blue truth. Beatrice has been armed with the red truth to counter back. The duel will continue until one side is victorious. Splendid. Perfect. Okay. Well then, Beato. Present your new revised tale and riddle to Erika. Cannon used magic to escape from the cousin room without breaking the seals. He reached the guest room and used magic to let Battler escape from that closed room. What a foolish tale. Very well. Erika, is there anything you wish to confirm? Repeat it. The one who rescued Battler was, without a doubt, Cannon. Very well. The one who rescued Battler was, without a doubt, Cannon. Repeat it. Battler and Cannon are different people. Oh. I'll say it. Battler and Cannon are different people. Humph. That's enough. I give up. It's impossible. Erika, are you done confirming things? That was all I needed. I've already decided how to fight. Okay. Let both sides load their bullets. Erika turned around, pressed her finger against the barrel of the pistol, made her blue truth into a bullet, and pushed it in. There was no rule saying that she had to turn away, but she didn't want her expression to be read. Or it might have been because she couldn't stand the tension of looking at Beato's bold smile. Beato had already finished loading her red truth. She waited for Erika to finish while calmly puffing on her pipe. Then she looked at Battler, who sat on the throne of the Territory Lord, right next to the two witches who were here as witnesses. Battler's consciousness was still hazy. However, he apparently understood that Beato had come to duel for his sake, so that he could be saved. It was all he could do to just look at Beato with those sluggish eyes, but a flood of emotions passed between them. There was no need for words. A look was enough for them now. Erika closed her eyes tightly, her finger still up against the barrel. At that moment, her stunning powers of concentration made all the distractions of the outside world disappear. Good. It's always been like this, but my concentration really is good. Are you ready? Me, Fruto, Erika. First, let's lay out the situation. Battler disappeared from that closed room. The chain lock is set. Did he disappear by magic? Of course not. There has to be a trick. Cannon didn't save him with magic. He just came, took Battler's place, and set the chain. Everyone knows that much. The problem is the next step. No, it's actually the step before that one. Cannon was in the cousin room in the guest house. That room was completely sealed with packing tape, and it's been proven that the seal was intact until the time of the logic error. In other words, Cannon escaped from a closed room that was absolute, with no chance for excuses or twisted logic. Good. This is why she called it a simple yet ultimate closed room. How did he escape from the perfect closed room known as the cousin room? Haha. If I got stuck thinking only about that question, I'd be no better than your average kid detective. That room is a perfect closed room, so there is no way to escape. In other words, trying to think of ways to escape from there is a waste of time. The real question is how Cannon was somewhere outside the cousin room when it was sealed. The cousin room is a completely sealed can. If he was in there when it was sealed, then it's already game over. In other words, at the time the cousin room was sealed, he wasn't inside it anymore. Let's look at the time I checked everyone's locations and sealed the rooms. That's the most suspicious part. At that time, we have 5 people in the next room over, whom I confirmed with my very own eyes. Hideyoshi, George, Kumasawa, Shannon, and Nanjo. I mentioned the names of those 5 people during the location check, and confirmed that they were in the next room over. Then I checked to see whether everyone else was in the cousin room, and had that confirmed for me as well. I said everyone else, so whether he was Kanon or Yoshia or even Puro Pico Man, they all should have been sealed in the cousin room. It seems perfect at a glance. However, though that phrase, everyone else seems perfect, it's fishy. Strictly speaking, everyone else refers to all humans whose names I did not mention directly. In other words, there are exceptions. Okay. For example, it's been confirmed that Hideyoshi and George were in the next room over. So humans with the name Hideyoshi or George don't need to be inside the cousin room. It seems that Kanon told Jessica that his real name was Yoshia, but that was no red truth. In other words, what if Kanon's real name is the same as one of those in the next room over? Wrong. Well, I guess, technically, but not really. They seem to be about the same age, so let's use George. So what if there were 2 Georges in that room? That doesn't violate the red truth saying that Hideyoshi, George, Kumasawa, Shannon, and Nanjo are in the next room over. Let's say that Kanon's real name was Tanaka George. Both the Ushiromiya George and Tanaka George could exist in that room at the same time. In other words, there were 6 humans with 5 names, but you saw 5 people, granted your perspective probably isn't objective this time. It looked to my eyes as though there were only 5 people in the next room over, but a 6th person, Kanon, was hiding somewhere. Okay. I don't have the detective's authority, so it wouldn't be that difficult for him to fool my eyes and hide. I see, the double name trick. Stupid. So stupid! Alright, I've made my logic. Kanon, who was hiding in the next room over, not the cousin room, left by the window after the seals were placed. Oh. Bang. Ow. Wait. Ah. Ow. The gun had fired, and the tip of my finger was stained with blood. The Blue Truth gunpowder had exploded. Ah. Damn it. I've already had Delanner seal that one. Blue Truth arguing about the window of the next room over is forbidden, so I can't use it. Oh, an accidental discharge. Careful now, guns can be dangerous. Shut up! Just a little mistake. Wait, is Erika really gonna be fucked over by Delanner? Wait, Erika could probably just go down the list of Kanon is George, Kanon is Hideyoshi, Kanon is Nanjo. Well, fuck, might as well try Kumasawa and Shannon. Oh, he's Shannon? Bingo, he left through the window. Oh, I can't talk about the window? He left through the door. The door was sealed. Huh. Guess I'm fucked. The window of the next room over. You sealed it with some absurd trick, right? Gap told me. Is that so? And so what? Delanner, remove that foolish seal. That seal has become your shackles. Beato has figured out everything I've been thinking, and she's acting so confident, telling me to go ahead and use that argument. Lady Erika, please remove it. That fool. I'll make her regret this. It seems you are ready, duelists. Please face each other with your pistols. Get your Beyblades ready. Wait, was it Beyblades or Yu-Gi-Oh? Which one was duelists? Then fire with the sparks of truth. It was Yu-Gi-Oh, that's right. Clearly I never watched either of those as a kid. After facing away and readying herself one last time, Erika spun around. Beato had been facing her since the beginning. She wore a confident, challenging smile as if she'd been kept waiting. Then, without any signal, the two slowly raised their guns, pointing the red and blue glints that hid within their barrels at each other. Come, I could do with a little fun. Begin! First is how Kanon escaped from the cousin room. I'll use that as my bullet. Oh, so you'll start from there. Let's have it. Hold nothing back. Here I go. After holding the gun high and pointing it at Beato once more, Erika pulled the trigger with statements of red and blue truth. Is she allowed to use the red truth in this scenario? Like, I know she technically can, but whatever. The cousin room is guaranteed to be a perfect closed room until the end. So if Cannon really was in this room, it would be impossible for him to escape. In other words, Cannon was not in that room at the time it was sealed. The name Cannon is an alias. His real name is still unknown. If his real name happens to be the same as anyone in the next room over, that wouldn't contradict the check on who was in that room. In other words, it's possible for him to be in the next room over, not the cousin room. The goat attendants chattered and clapped their hands, thinking, yes, such a move would work. I love watching this. I love being surrounded by this chatter. After all, I am the detective. It is true that the next room over was sealed, but at the time of the logic error, only the doors were checked to see whether the seals were preserved. Therefore, there was a chance that the window seals were broken. Cannon was in the next room over, and escaped through that window. That is all! Any other theory would be impossible. If this doesn't work, then there's no truth left. Well, it's wrong, so good job. As soon as she said that is all, both of them fired at the same time. After the blast rang out, it was Erika's gun that fell to the floor. Bayato's red bullet had knocked Erika's gun from her hands. Was it arrogance or confidence? If she had just aimed that bullet at Erika's heart, the whole thing would have been over. Bayato had missed on purpose. There was a bold smile on her face. It was as though she was offering to play with Erika a little longer. No, that's exactly what made her Bayato. Beatrice, the witch who mocks others with unsolvable closed room tricks. At the time the next room over was sealed, Hideyoshi, George, Kumasawa, Shannon, and Nanjo were in it, and the number of people in the next room over was 5. No one existed there except for those to whom those 5 names refer. Haha. All people can only go by their own names. It was a thoroughly merciless red truth. It was simple and severe. Now that the number of people has been limited to 5, any leeway for Cannon hiding there had been completely denied. Nope. Also, it was now clear that only people holding those 5 names existed within the room. Erika couldn't even make a new theory by suggesting that one person held 2 names, so that the 5 names referred to only 4 people. Which would have let an unnamed Cannon sneak in. Well, you could have one person hold 2 names, assuming there's only 5 people still. Shannon, Cannon, Beatrice, culprit. Furthermore, the part about how people could only use their own names was a fatal blow that cut down countless theories. Come to think of it, you've only ever met the half-sleeping me from the previous game, haven't you? What do you think, Erika? How do you like the game of the Golden Witch? That's insane. Are you saying that Cannon slipped out of the room by magic? More importantly, why did you just knock my gun away? The human side must crush all of the witch's riddles, whereas the witch side need only crush the human's theories once. Don't you find that unfair? So I decided to have it be even. Even? I've decided that I'll make my victory condition the destruction of all of your theories. I've won the riddle of Cannon's escape, but there's one more. Let's return to the first battleground where he gave Battler so much trouble. When Bayato snapped her fingers, that guest room of Battler's was reconstructed. She meant to fight once more in the room that had threatened Battler with a logic error, determined to settle things once and for all. Erika, pick up your gun. We'll have this room be your coffin. I say the same to you. I'll make you regret ever giving me this chance. Witness, allow Erika to use X. X? You mean a basis that doesn't need to be explained? What are you gonna let her do? Let's give Erika permission to use blue truths for Cannon in this guest room trick, without making her explain how he escaped from his closed room. A theory explaining how Cannon saved Battler would also need to explain how Cannon escaped from his own closed room, or it would have no basis. Erika had already lost that basis. Bayato was giving her a handicap by saying that she didn't need to explain that part. Of course! You've already used the red truth to guarantee that Cannon saved Battler. It's only natural that I be given this privilege. Erika faced away again and concentrated even harder. As though twisting the knob on a radio, she turned all noise and idle thoughts down to 0. Let's go, Furuto Erika. Detective, Furuto Erika. As long as Cannon reaches this place, rescuing Battler isn't hard. The trick is as follows. Cannon used some kind of escape trick X to reach the front of the guest room. While I was busy in the bathroom, Battler left the closet. Battler undid the chain lock. Battler went outside. Cannon entered in his place. Cannon set the chain lock. Cannon went into the closet. The end. This satisfies the 2 red truths about the chain lock being set in Battler's absence. And in exchange for this escape trick, Cannon remains inside the guest room. There's no room for argument on how tightly this room can act as a closed room. That chain is cursed. In this demonic closed room, one person must remain as a sacrifice for it to be acceptable. However, is such a simple theory really enough? The rescuer switched places with him. Then the rescuer hid in the closet. No other sort of theory is possible. And yet Beato thinks she can win. In that case, does some other trick exist? It's impossible. I swear on the history of the mystery genre that there's absolutely, definitely, categorically no other way. But if I give in here, I couldn't call myself a detective. Consider it. Imagine. Don't stop thinking. That's how you drive blue wedges into witches. What I can expect to see is, yes, a wordplay trick. It can only be some kind of wordplay that just barely slips through the net of words spoken in red. In that case, I'll crush all possibilities. I'll have them repeat line after line. This final duel has already begun, even though we haven't pulled our triggers yet. Repeat it. At the time Battler was rescued, only Cannon entered the guest room. I acknowledge it. At the time Battler was rescued, only Cannon entered the guest room. I believe that was the whole point. Repeat it. From the time I entered the room to the time of the logic error, Battler, Cannon, and I were the only ones who entered or exited the room. I acknowledge it. From the time you entered the room to the time of the logic error, you, Battler, and Cannon were the only ones who went in or out of the guest room. Repeat it. This refers to 3 people. I acknowledge it. It refers to 3 people. You, Battler, and Cannon. Confirming definition. Can I assume that when you say 3 people, that's equal to the number of bodies? You're saying that 3 bodies went in or out of the room, right? I've had enough of things being mixed about with names and numbers of people. I want this point to be clear. Of course. 3 people, in other words, 3 bodies went in or out. Only you and Cannon entered, and only Battler left. It has already been said in red that all people can only use their own names. Therefore, the names Erika, Battler, and Cannon can only be used by those people. Repeat it. I am not the rescuer. Of course. You are the detective, are you not? Don't worry, I will respect that. Confirming definition. How do you define rescuer? This is also important. I want to quickly remove the possibility that I rescued him accidentally. I'll define rescuer to mean any person who reset the chain lock after Battler unset it. This definition applies whether said person intended to rescue Battler or not. Since she said after Battler unset the chain lock, it's impossible for this to have occurred before I set foot in the room. From that point on, I wouldn't undo the chain again for all eternity. After all, the game was suspended at that point. Therefore, it was impossible for me to have been the rescuer accidentally. More. I can focus it even more. The chain can only be set from the inside. It's impossible for a person to escape on their own. Therefore, we know that Battler didn't escape by himself. Hold on. If Erika retroactively put tape around the chain lock, how'd she get in the room in the first place? And I'm not the rescuer. Only Cannon can be the rescuer. And Beato has already said that Cannon is the rescuer with the red truth. There's nothing to doubt. There's no room for anyone but Cannon to be involved. At least so far. Repeat it. Going in or out refers to when someone crosses the boundary between the guest room and the area outside it. I acknowledge it. Repeat it. By the guest room, we're referring to the entirety of the bedroom, the bathroom, and the closet. I acknowledge it. I've no intention of wriggling out of this by saying that the closet isn't part of the guest room. Confirming definition. The inside of the guest room is divided into 3 sections. The bedroom, the bathroom, and the closet. I also recognize it as such. Furthermore, you have already confirmed with the red truth that 2 of those sections, the bedroom and the bathroom, had no one hiding in them. Repeat it. There is someone in the closet. I refuse. Oh. Why's that? Because Canon is hiding there? Canon can use magic. It's true that he hid himself in the closet for a time, but then he immediately vanished with his magic. So there is no one in the closet. I cannot respond. I ask you to repeat it once more. Fool. The witch side has no obligation to explain how they did things with magic. No, it's completely obvious. There's no way she can say that Canon disappeared with magic using the red truth. After all, magic doesn't exist. But is this enough? I've gone through every last minor detail, and yet there's an uncanny lack of dubious points. I can't think of any way around the theory I've had since the beginning. Canon must be in the closet. He has to be. There's no way he isn't. I'll say it again. This closed room can only be escaped from by switching places with a rescuer. If Canon tried to escape as well, another rescuer would be needed. However, no rescuer exists for Canon. Battler escaped, so it's impossible for it to be him. And I won't undo the chain for all eternity. The people who have gone in and out of the room have been confirmed both by name and number of people. At this rate, my theory is set in stone. First, here are the details of the situation that are certain. The game ended while I was inside the guest room, so I did not undo the chain lock that I had previously set. So it can't be that he escaped after I left the room. Furthermore, the chain lock was set at the same time I entered the room. No one could have left the room during the few seconds between the time I entered and the time I set the chain lock. The guest room was sealed at the time Battler's corpse was examined, so until I came again and broke the seals, it was absolutely impossible for anyone to go in or out. Therefore, when I entered the room, it is certain that Battler was hiding somewhere inside the guest room. I think I see how this is gonna go now. Erika's gonna use a blue truth to say Canon is in the closet, and Beatrice is gonna say Canon is not in the closet with the red truth, because Canon had already switched back to Shannon, or to Beatrice, or to Culprit. The only chance Battler had to escape was after I broke the seals. To be even more specific, he had no chance to escape, except for the time I was in the bathroom. But then she'll also say he's not in the bedroom, he's not in the bathroom, and he never left the guest room. By the above premises, Battler's trick to escape with the chain still set. With the chain still set is as follows. Because of the aforementioned reasons, the only one who could have set the chain lock, which can only be set from the inside and allowed Battler's escape, is Canon, the only person to enter the room except for me and Battler. After Canon entered the room, he set the chain, hid in the one place that he could hide inside the guest room, the closet. Ah? Whoa, that was close. They almost got me. They almost tricked me, I thought I'd cornered him in the closet. It's the opposite. They're trying to make me think he's in the closet. What was the order in which I searched the guest room? First, the bedroom. We confirmed with the red that there was nothing there. Then, the bathroom. We confirmed with the red that there was nothing there. That's it right there! When I examined the bedroom, there was nothing there. However, while I was investigating the bathroom, Canon slipped out of the closet and hid again somewhere in the bedroom. Nope. In other words, my guarantee that no one was in the bedroom was torn apart during a span of 1 minute. I've spotted it. This is the witch's trap, an attempt to lure me into thinking that Canon's in the closet. The place he's really hiding is the bedroom. Heh. I found it. I finally found your trick! I seriously doubt that. That was a close one. If I'd been one step slower, I'd have said that there was nowhere to hide except inside the closet. And then she'd just say that the closet was empty. Huh? No, wait. It works the same way in reverse. See, now I get it. It's a logic switching trick. Damn that Beato. So in resolving the logic error, she's discovered this strange trick. If I only notice the closet, she'll have Canon hide under the bed. And if I only notice the bed, she'll have Canon hide inside the closet. Even though either one would be right, I'd lose no matter which I chose. Unless I expose both at the same time, I can't checkmate her. You could just say he hid somewhere in the guest room. Incredible. I've never heard of such an unfair trick. If it was a sleight of hand, it'd just be a cheap one. If it was a mystery, it'd just be cheating. However, in this witch's game, it's a legitimate logic trick. In chess, it'd be called a double check. No, a discovered attack. Or wait, would it be a discovered double checkmate? Even though this sort of logic would be a foul trick in the mystery genre, in this world where witches and mystery war, it is such a refined board layout. The beautiful placement of the black pieces that cornered my white king felt almost like an art, so beautiful that, if I were a god in some old legend, I might wish to stick it in the sky as a constellation. That beauty even brought tears to my eyes. For the first time, I felt honored at being allowed to participate in this game of truth and witches as a human. And ironically, it taught me, the one who had always believed in a single truth, that there isn't necessarily just one truth. If I broaden my perspective, I can see completely different truths. And though each of those truths are truth, they're incomplete if they're all you can see. In my life until now, just how many truths have I missed because I was blinded by some trivial truth? This is the true nature of the world. Because of our arrogance in thinking that only one truth exists, whenever we find one truth, we get blinded to all others. Thank you, Beatrice. I never thought that I would learn the true nature of this world from a witch. The fuck are you talking about? Slowly, with a soft and quiet gesture, like a flower opening with the morning dew dripping down its side, Erika raised her gun. It's my victory. I've seen through your double check. Then come. Battler's guest room disappearance trick is as follows. While I searched the room, Battler was hiding in the closet. Then during the disturbance in the bathroom, he unset the chain and escaped from the room. At that time, Cannon was waiting for him in the hallway. Cannon entered the guest room in his place and set the chain. This is a trick to Battler's disappearance. And afterwards, he hid in the bedroom. This happened after I checked to see that there was no one unexpected in the bedroom, so it's valid. In this way, Cannon the rescuer concealed himself in the bedroom. Erika's blue bullet flew in a strange arc, became a wedge of the blue truth, and pierced straight down through the bed and the floor beneath. Beato didn't pull her trigger. However, she did quietly argue back with the red truth. Cannon does not exist in the bedroom. Oh, the goat attendants gasped. Erika had apparently been defeated, denied by the red truth. For the ghosts, who couldn't see more than a single truth, it probably looks as though I've lost. Next up is the real one. This is the answer from a human capable of understanding multiple truths. It looks like the tale of illusions will end on the second twilight. So why don't I carry out the remaining twilights? And open the door to the Golden Land. If you are to disappear, then it should be surrounded by your golden roses. The fires of blue truth flashed at Erika's feet, and she loaded a blue truth bullet once more. That overflowing blue power was now making her entire gun burn with a blue flame. She wasn't aiming for Beato, she was aiming behind Beato, at the closet. Now that the bedroom has been denied, you've nowhere left to run. Die, Cannon! Oh boy. The 5 wedges of blue truth she released shot right past Beato's cheeks, hair, and shoulders. Then pincushioned the door to the closet to gouge whatever human was inside to death. The 5 wedges slammed into the door in a vertical line. In other words, on the 4th twilight, gouge the head and kill. On the 5th twilight, gouge the chest and kill. On the 6th twilight, on the 7th twilight, on the 8th twilight, gouge and kill and kill and kill. After being gouged by so many thick and sharp wedges, the human inside wouldn't stand a chance. Here's the truth I've exposed. That is all! When she proclaimed that she had finished, the 5 blue wedges piercing the closet disappeared. However, the many large splintered holes left behind showed that it had indeed been pierced. Then, as though this completed the ceremony that led to the Golden Land, the room that had been created around them became countless golden flower petals and drifted away. By now, the duelists and the crowd of attendants were surrounded by the golden rose garden of the Golden Land. However, the closet behind Battler remained. It stood there all by itself, like a coffin. Then, as though teased open by a dreary wind, the hole-covered closet door slowly opened. Inside was a human figure. That figure was covered up to the head by what appeared to be a grayish robe. Of course, that also had large holes showing that it had been stabbed into. Eventually, it became clear that this was not a robe, but a raincoat. If he had rushed here from the guest house, then there would be nothing strange about him wearing this into the guest room. Then, with a rustle, the raincoat lost its human shape, crumpled, became a cloud of gold butterflies, and disappeared. What the? Inside the coffin of the closet, nothing remained except an empty darkness. Cannon does not exist in the guest room. Yes! I knew it! Of course, this includes all parts of the closet, the bedroom, and the bathroom. Cannon let Battler escape and hid in the closet. Then he used magic to disappear. This is the witch's truth. That is all.
This fight is over. Say no.
Oh boy. And the winner is Beatrice. Oh! The attendants let out a cheer. Virgilia's group couldn't help but scream and shout in joy. The 7 sisters jumped about in celebration. Then at the same moment, the 2 demons proclaimed Beatrice's victory. The head's ring worn by Erika, who was slowly crumpling to the ground, and the cursed ring on Battler's finger both burst. At the same time, Battler coughed violently. Battler was starting to regain consciousness. Battler! Battler! Beato latched onto the coughing Battler in joy. Then Virgilia, Gap, and Ronove did the same. All of the 7 sisters also crowded about him in delight. What a nasty trick. Are you sure something like this will count? With a trick like this one, those humans will start complaining again about how this is no mystery. No, it was a splendid trick. People without love cannot see it. Battler? Battler? Whoa! Okay.
Lady Erika! Lady Erika! Someone, help her. Quickly!
The rose of blood in Erika's chest wouldn't stop opening its petals. 3rd degree conceptual denial syndrome. Use of continuous neutralizer impossible. Neutralization only possible by an emergency approval for resurrection. The piece's master must provide approval for resurrection.
Lady Berncastle, give your approval for her resurrection. Lady Berncastle? Where did she go?
Search request to ceremony guards. Find Lady Berncastle.
Understood. Alchester's data link. Search format. How cowardly. To think that someone's master wouldn't watch her pieces duel until the end. Know that it is far too cowardly.
Erika, who was being held by Dlanner, had already realized that her master was nowhere to be seen. But she didn't feel lonely. On the contrary, she was relieved that she wouldn't need to be brutally scolded in the last moments of her life. Gods and demons, please pass on the story of her noble passing.
Noble? The bad guy is supposed to die pathetically and make the main character look awesome.
I'm not anyone's piece anymore. I can finally control my own role.
Lady Erika, you mustn't move. Stand back.
Stay back!
When Erika yelled with all her soul, those who surrounded her were forced back and fell on their butts. I am the Witch of Truth, Furuto Erika. The Witch of Truth is the witch who can withstand the truth. Now, I can finally accept the real truth about myself. The toxin of her own concept being denied raced through her. Her vision was already starting to blur. At the end of her twisted range of vision were Battler and Beato, hugging each other and looking at her. Their expressions are firm. That's okay. Pity and sympathy would only make me look more pathetic. For a loser, that sort of expression is the best. Lady Erika, the duel is already over. It isn't. Not until the pair is separated by death. We won't let anyone disgrace her final moments. The two demons grabbed Lanner's shoulders and held her back. Dripping blood, breathing heavily, and with an awkward gait, Erika walked towards Beato and Battler despite it all. As the blood dripped from her, it became golden flower petals, which drifted away. So as she walked, she looked both divine and beautiful. The duel wouldn't end until one of them died, so even though it had been settled, it hadn't ended. Beato and Battler told the people bunched around them to step back, and they both walked forward to face the noble loser. Erika. Congratulations on your resurrection. Looks like you have bad luck with women. You'll never get a decent one to like you. True. And I'd never fall in love with a decent woman. Beato. No. I ask this of both of you. You wish for one final clash. Erika. Very well. We are not so boorish as to refuse your noble request. Thank you. As her consciousness began to waver, Erika raised her gun again. She pointed it at the two of them. Beato also raised her gun to point at Erika. There's a thumbnail. Then Battler placed his hand on hers. If it's already resolved, what more could there be to argue about? Erika. Why? Is there nothing I can do at a time like this? Watch until the end. That's your job as her friend, isn't it? Both sides silently loaded their bullets of truth without saying a word. The color packed into each barrel was red. Oh. So though neither side spoke, did they both know what trump card the other would use? Now, at the end, I'd like to finally introduce myself. What's she saying? This late into the game? No one could imagine the red truth Erika had loaded. Beato, are you sure? Yes, I don't mind. I understand. Let's at least pull the final trigger together. I know. Battler placed his hand on top of the finger that Beato had around the trigger. Battler, I'm glad I met you. We will be together for all eternity. You just had to flirt right in front of me. It's pissing me off. You know, I really can't stand teary farewell scenes. Yes, the bad guy really does need to wear this face at the very end. That's a nice look. Married life with you would probably have been fun enough to make me vomit. Of course. I'd spin you around every day, locked up in a world of pleasure that'd make you forget Beato in a second. Ha! It's 1,000 years too early for you to capture Battler's heart, little girl. You've never looked cuter than you do now. I guess both of us really do need to finish it this way. Come. This is Detective Furuto Erika's final parting line. And self-introduction! Erika spun in a magnificent and graceful rondo, scattering blood and golden flower petals around her as she raised her gun. Hi, pleased to meet you. I'm Furuto Erika, the detective. I may be an uninvited guest, but please, welcome me. I'm the visitor, the 18th human on Rokenjima. Sorry, but even if you do join us, that makes 17 humans. Haha. Interesting. Okay. Oh, Battler actually died on the first Twilight. Oh. Huh. Well, that was one way to end it. Confirmation that without Erika, there's only 16 people. So that does mean Shannon and Canon are the same person, which brings 18 to 17. And then Kinzo's dead, so there's 16. Interesting. The number just went from 18 to 16. Are they gonna collapse it again? Are they gonna deny the existence of somebody else? Is there a character that Battler's never interacted with? Has he ever talked to Genji? Genji doesn't exist. There we go. Now there's only 15 people. Interesting. That was a really good chapter, honestly. I think the whole love thing was kind of, like, torn to the ground by the end of it. But at least it didn't overstay its welcome. If it went any longer, yeah, it would've. And the whole logic error thing was interesting, too. How they worked around that. Basically twice, even. Oh yeah, and the fucking battles. I think that, like, the final battle there was definitely the strongest part of the chapter between Beatrice and Erika. Or I guess Beatrice and Battler versus Erika. But the love trials, I think, were pretty interesting, too. I mean, Shannon versus Canon, that was a little too quick. But, like, the battle between George and Eva Beatrice was awesome. The one between Jessica and Leviathan and Kyrie was awesome. And then Shannon and Canon versus, what are their names? Maria and Rosa. And then Beatrice versus Natsuhi. I think those were all really interesting. I like how the credits last longer than the actual song. 6th game, Dawn of the Golden Witch. Well, I guess the chapter's not over yet. We still have the tea parties. And judging by the tea parties of Chapter 5, they'll probably take a while. But that was a really good chapter. Color me impressed. Was it my favorite so far? That's tough to say. Either 3, 4, or 6. One of those would be my favorite so far. And I can't really think of which one it would be. Addition of new features. Oh. Achievement unlocked, I am the detective. And, okay. So that means the tea parties. Yep. So what's the 7th one? Well, it actually won't say yet. Interesting. Well, either way, we'll at least start the tea parties next episode. Depending on how long they are, it could be upwards of freaking 3 episodes, but the tea parties have never taken more than 2. So we should be fine. Either way, that's gonna be it for this episode, guys. If you liked it, be sure to press the like button. And if you didn't like it, then fuck you too. Remember to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all my videos and stuff. And as always, my name is Godzi, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye!